Well, welcome to the Austrian Grand Prix.
Or the Styrian Grand Prix, yeah.
Yeah, whichever one, I
Austrian Grand
guess.
Prix, whichever one it is. An interesting qualifying session. Almost a reverse grid here. A lot of the top teams took a gamble by not going out again in Q2 as the track was drying up, and they paid for that dearly. So you had the likes of Bottas, both Ferraris, both Red Bulls missing Q1. Hamilton gets in there just barely, and then of course he takes pole. Danny Williams with a very controversial 5 grid penalty. Still not sure about that call, but he set up a pretty fast lap in Q3, but that's only going to be good enough for 8th with the penalty. That's it. Should be a dry race. Probably a little bit of cloud cover towards the middle section of the race, and then sun should poke out again.
Yeah, I'm thinking it should be a real interesting afternoon.
Yeah, no,
We'll see what happens into turn one.
we have a lot of teams up there in the top couple of rows that don't normally start that high up the grid just due to the chaotic qualifying session. So Sergio Perez and the Racing Point, both Renaults in 4th and 5th, definitely looking to seize on the opportunity and make something happen in turn one. So be on the lookout for
Raikkonen
them.
looking like his former days back at Ferrari. They're in the top 10.
Yeah. So
Should be interesting.
should be interesting.
Should be very interesting.
Let's go trackside to Martin Brundle. uh,
Only one racer out on the medium, Ocon.
yeah, that's another
So
interesting
everyone will
thing.
be.
Yeah, that's right.
Should be interesting with the likely strategies of soft to hard or soft to medium. So lots of pit lane action this afternoon. Everyone pitting around the same time.
Yeah, yeah. Very narrow pit window around lap 14 or 15. It's Esteban Ocon with the gamble here. Starting on the mediums, he'll be able to go longer. Just how long, we'll see. His pit window probably in the lap 21 or so. And then what is his move there? Does he try and finish the race on softs? Or
Well, in my opinion, I think you have to.
I
I think
think
you
you have
have to
to at
take the
that point.
gamble.
I think so. The only the risk there is if you start the race on mediums and you run that longer with the tire degradation at the end of the medium's life, you run the risk of the guys that already boxed 5, 6 laps before you start catching up to you. And then what you don't want is you have basically a train behind you that is all compressed, and then when you box, you lose all those positions all at once. You'd rather
That is a very good point.
box and have the field a bit spread out. So he's going to want to watch his rearview mirror if they get bunched up behind him. It's almost too late at that point.
Very true. Limited time to work your way back through the field as well.
Yep. Let's just keep talking for another 2 hours.
Yeah. Well, we hope you enjoyed the Sunday morning wake-up show. Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. Very interesting. Everyone's starting pretty much on the same tire. It could be chaos out there in the pit lane, I think.
I agree.
Early safety car could really change everything.
Oh, that would be a big wild card here. That would throw a spanner into the works. As they say.
And those not rookie teams, but those front row teams today could really take advantage of it. So it should be interesting. We'll see. You still got Haas and Williams in the back there, but think the dynamic will be an interesting race today.
Another factor, it's a challenging pit entry and pit exit here. You really do have to still race the car in there around a right-hand corner entering and a right-hand corner exiting. So it's not a straightforward straight line pit. It's not a simple entry and exit like Monza. Here, you really do have to drive the car in there, and there's a lot of time to be gained or lost pit entry and pit exit. At least for me.
Just in yeah, I just said it. Forget
Yeah,
it.
exactly. So anyway, if you
Yeah, at least for me, my whole race is won or lost.
it's won or lost there. That's like 10 seconds. All right, so enough of that. If you're ready.
Starting off with a very cold left rear tire, 55 degrees for some reason. The blankets are not working here at AlphaTauri.
I guess not.
All right.
Budget.
Well, yeah.
You're ready,
I gave you the good blankets up there.
Yeah. That's right. His priority.
Yeah.
Get the malfunctioning ones. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm ready. Ready as I'll ever be.
Yeah, me too.
We got our strategy. It is customized and selected. Fuel is adjusted. Again, safety car early. We'll probably likely switch to, from a 9 to 12 lap. Lap 9 to 12 is probably switch to hards because the mediums just won't last.
Correct.
Potentially, I mean, you can take that gamble, but so.
All right. Let's see. Let's have a clean race, and if you're ready to go, I'll hit the
I'm ready to go.
big button here. Okay, let's go. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, our system checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of the lap.
Where are your tires starting at? Tire wear?
7s on all of them except the left rear. It's 8.
8.
How about you?
9. Left rear's 9. Rest are 8s.
Now it just clicked over. Both rears are 8. I forgot to switch to Rich. I'll have to do it before the start.
Oh, it just got mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it grabs you pretty quickly. And now everybody's ghosting through me here.
Yeah, everyone's doing the same thing. That's weird. Got my left rear up to 80, so that's good. Well, good luck. Clean race.
Good luck.
Long race.
Clean race.
Clean. It's just...
And here come the
rain
lights.
Expected. No rain expected for the time being. The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights.
Wow, I just... Both sides of the wing got
Shit.
tapped.
Damage.
Albon and... Yep, Albon and Bottas slammed it. Held my line, did nothing wrong.
All right, let's focus now for the rest of the race.
not surprisingly, Hamilton is just gone.
Yeah.
DRS is now enabled. burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down. Okay, we lost the position. Try to keep focus.
The fuck? Fuck this guy.
Tire condition is still looking good.
Oh, man. Second wing change.
Yeah.
There you go, laughing at me.
P3, you are currently in P3. The gap is less than a second. They're on old softs. Okay, the gap behind is 5.2 seconds. They're on old softs. The distance to the leader is 6.5 seconds. You have 4 laps till your pit window opens. 26 laps to go. is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap. We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums. Safety car.
Safety car.
No overtaking. Reduce your pace. Keep your delta number positive as we form up. A new
Boxing.
strategy is available on the MFD.
Already out on hard, so I'm staying out. Oh, I got. Oh, I'm an idiot. Drive-through penalty.
Release,
Shit.
release. Up to
Don't
speed
change my
now.
tires, please
Let's
don't
get some
change. I
heat
don't know
into
how
those tires.
Does this please don't? Oh, of course it does.
What?
No. Oh,
Drop your speed. Our delta is too
Oh,
low
that's
and
the
we risk a
whole race
penalty.
right there.
Slow your pace immediately.
I just wanted to drive through the pit lane. It stopped and put me on softs.
The safety car is waiting for the leader. You may overtake it. Overtake the safety car.
Fuck this.
They put you on soft?
Put me on softs. Tiring.
Shit.
That was my whole race. Already on my hards. It's my fault. I gotta drive. I was speeding. I forgot about the speed reduction. I don't know.
That sucks, man. I'm sorry.
It's my only. I mean, I'm lapped. I was lapped by lap 6 or 7. Box again. The 5th box, I believe, this race. I had hoped to lap myself. Don't have to stay behind Latifi. I'm lapped. I should say I can unlap myself at the safety car.
I think you can unlap when it's the last lap of the safety car. Is that how it works?
Too far back. Back in the safety car line.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
Brought up in the forums, it's just not good.
Track is clear. Green flag.
Sorry, man.
You'll have to check the replay. I mean,
Yeah.
even to the final, just pitting now is like a complete shit show. At least you're up there.
Yeah. I'm afraid of Bottas. Fuck. He just hit me there.
Let's just come in.
Oh. That's what I needed. He did it to himself.
Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS is now online.
Oh, fuck. Flashback to my team.
Stay with the DRS assigns.
Fuel target is +1. Faster engine modes are available.
Laps, 14 laps. That's
Copy.
crazy.
This pace is strong, but be aware your tires need to go the distance.
Need to find a little time in sector 2. Every other sector is fine. Just a little time in sector 2.
Copy. A lot of understeer.
Yeah. Don't push it and, just do what you can.
Losing a lot sector 2 and 3, but I gain in turn 2. Sector 1.
Drop down to mix 2 soon.
Copy.
You've lost some time to the car behind.
Harvest a little energy.
Copy. Whoa! He just warped. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hopefully that wasn't me. I went to go check a track map. You're the host. Sorry, won't do that again. No damage?
No.
Okay. Still in a good position. Overtake out of this next corner.
Copy.
DRS.
Fuck. No damage.
left to go. No overtake out of next corner.
You said no overtake?
Overtake out of this corner.
Okay, copy.
Harvest energy.
Be aware we expect the grip levels to start falling away soon.
Overtake out of this next corner.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Overtake out of final corner.
Copy.
Oh, come on, Leclerc. Damage.
No.
Okay. Lines is outside of DRS behind you on hards. go. Good, Claire. Come on. Good laps. Good laps.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
Final lap. One last good lap.
This is your final lap of the race.
All the energy you got. Nice job. Nice job. P3.
Oh, thank you for the help. It's too bad I
Nice
couldn't
job.
hold off Leclerc. That was bold, but happy with third.
Yeah, you should be happy. A little dirty driving out there today
Oh,
by Albon and Leclerc. Leclerc really knows his way in there. But, which I guess he did in real life too.
so
But,
first,
yeah, nice job.
first victory for Albon. That's the big story here.
Oh, yeah. That.
Wait, who won? Was Leclerc on
Hey,
the top
Leclerc
stretch?
won. Oh, they must have swapped at
Holy
the final second.
shit!
Oh, wow. Wow.
Unbelievable. I was so focused on
I think
holding.
they must have swapped in
They
the final
did.
corner.
Look at that.
I
Leclerc
wasn't
won.
looking up there either.
Unbelievable. Holy shit.
Wow.
Wow, what a race.
That was a race.
So
that
he-
was a race.
Boots me out of the way, and then he goes and wins.
Let's see. No penalties. No penalties causing that. George Russell with the mechanical failure.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Congrats, man. Congrats.
Hey, thank you. It's a shame that you, you know, had the damage in the beginning there because, you know, if I was third, we definitely had the pace to be up there, both of us for the podium. But you know, it's just a shame.
Well,
a lot of things happened to you in this race weekend with the penalty, and then you know, getting. I don't know what happened, but it just sounds like you were, you know, pinballed around.
I don't
back
think
there.
I really deserved really much of what happened. I'll put it at that and let the stream show itself. You know, I was getting a bit frustrated. Hopefully I didn't let too much out, but
no,
I
mean, it was definitely the most frustrated you have ever been. But that's, hey, it's tough sometimes. It happens.
What was happening with like Leclerc? You know, and you know him pushing his way out. It just every person was doing that to me, and it just was frustrating, and then you know the icing on the cake was that I of course I can't blame anyone else but besides me, because if I didn't get the penalty, the drive-through penalty, you know, I wouldn't have had that happen. But for some reason I was just so like, okay, safety car, I can regain my spots and come back up through the field and try to unlap myself and all that stuff. But I just, you know, because it's hard to judge the speed on some of these areas, and I just was going way too fast through sector 2, and I look up and I see like, you know, 3 seconds over Delta, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I hesitated on the brakes and I slammed on the brakes, and it just didn't do anything. So I got the drive-through penalty, and I was like, okay, I'll serve it. But I've never had to do that in this game, and so sure enough, it was like, oh, let's put you on softs at lap 14 after already pitted twice.
It's so frustrating.
So
yeah,
I don't know what that is. I don't know in real life if that's what they have to do. I thought drive-through you could just drive through the pit lane.
I thought so too.
So yeah, I don't know if there's a way around that in that game, but that's unfortunate, you know.
Yeah.
'Cause that means anytime that situation happens, you're kind of screwed.
It shouldn't be that way. Yeah.
Yeah, it should give you an option. Maybe there is. I don't know. I'll have to look into that because I've never really had to deal with it. But yeah, that was just the icing on the cake, because then I had to come back in, and so I came back in like 2 laps, and I think I had wing damage at that point too. Or that next wing damage, I think, was my fault. Yeah, so it was just super frustrating. But yeah, so at least I enjoyed it with watching your race and trying to help out where I could. And,
yeah.
the hards or the mediums, just I don't know what the tire wear was. I can't see that, but I think the mediums were just having trouble keeping up with the hards after 20 laps.
After the safety car, I really liked my chances because it appeared as though Hamilton really got screwed with the safety car. I think he was so far out ahead of... I think I was in 3rd place at the moment. Yeah, I was in 3rd place. Sainz made kind of a dirty pass on me earlier in the race. So it was Hamilton.
Yeah.
So before the safety car, it was Hamilton way out there, I don't know, 5-6 seconds. And then Sainz, and then I'm behind Sainz like by 1 second. And safety car comes out. But I think Hamilton maybe had just passed or was already kind of committed to not pitting. So he didn't pit. Sainz and I pit. Sainz takes hards, I take mediums. And so then we queue up around behind the safety car eventually, and Hamilton's still up front on his old softs.
Yeah, he didn't pit until lap 21, it appears.
Correct. And so we go green flag after the safety car, and after a couple of laps, he breaks off in boxes. So it was really, bad
It's a real
pit sequence for
all
him.
by Mercedes, yeah.
Yeah, and
Anything but what they did would have been better.
yeah. So then it's as Sainz in the lead and me behind him. Then Albon gets by. And then Albon starts fighting with Sainz. And then, I had kind of a moment there where maybe I could have pushed the issue and forced my way by Albon. Because I kind of had a feeling that Albon has better pace than Sainz. Maybe I can hold off Sainz, but Albon's going to be a little tougher. And
Yeah.
once Albon got by me, I thought, all right, well, my next shot is whenever he slows down trying to make the overtake for Sainz. I may have an opening to make something crazy happen. And, I kind of did. But I have to be honest, I was only maybe pushing the issue like 90%. Because I was too concerned that I was going to get damaged. I was going to do something stupid,
Right.
I just had flashbacks of every other race where I did something like that. So I kind of was trying to get by him for sure, but maybe 90-95% I wasn't going all the way. And I was backing out a little bit because I felt like, oh, I've got the inside of the corner, but I really kind of sent it in. If I push it in here a little faster, he's going to chop off my wing. So I kind of had to back off a bit.
Right. That's probably the right call, though.
Yeah, I mean, oh well. And then, I was fighting off Leclerc. That was a shame what happened up there in the turn. He just booted me out of the way. I'm fortunate that it was only like a half spin, and so I was able to get going pretty quickly and didn't lose any more positions. So I as bad as that was, I'm glad that it wasn't worse. So
Yeah,
I
if you
ended
had
up-
fully spun.
I had fully spun, and I lose 2 or 3 more spots, which could have easily happened. But it was like a very low speed spin. He shunts me out of the way, and then I was after the end of the half spin, I was facing kind of the right direction, so I just got going. But
I was pretty pissed by that.
yeah, it sucked. And then he chases, and then I was last 3-4 laps, I was starting to feel the worn mediums, and Sainz probably was putting down more consistent laps on his hards, so he was definitely a threat from behind. So I was just defending, losing time to the top 2, but I kind of knew at that point I probably wasn't going to catch them. I had no idea that Leclerc makes probably a last lap pass on Albon. I wish we could see a replay, but
wish we could, because that.
had this
I
been an
wasn't
actual
watching them.
had this been an actual race on TV, it would have been pretty exciting. But,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It for sure would have been. Vettel ending up there back at 18th.
Yeah, wow. What happened to him? I noticed that. Did he have an issue with the... I noticed on the safety car, like when it went back to green after the safety car, he was right up there with Hamilton and Sainz and I. It was like Hamilton, Vettel, but I knew he was lapped, so I don't know what the deal was with him. I made sure that after turn 1, Sainz got by him, and then I, hit ERS and made sure I got by Vettel as well, because I didn't want him to slow me down. But I don't know what happened to him, why he was even up there a lap down.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I honestly forget.
Yeah.
Disappointing race for Ocon, starting at grid 5, ending
That's
at
right.
12th.
That's right.
There was 3rd to 9th. This is quite, a lot of dynamics, but nice job by Albon moving through the field. And
It really
Leclerc
was.
as well.
It really was. Wow.
I mean, they kind of pushed their way through. You'll see. I don't know. I'm going to go back and watch it, and I'll watch yours as well. But from my perspective, it just seemed like a pretty darn dirty race the entire time.
Yeah.
And then just a couple mistakes by me, and just compounded things. But even going into the final, when I retired, I think I got some sort of penalty. I think for I was so much faster through Sector 1, and so I was like, I have every right to unlap myself. But then Sector 2, they were pretty quick, but I was still out ahead of them. But the blue flags were like starting to come.
It's so frustrating.
And so then I would have to give it back up, and on one of them, I was like, screw this. I'm like 6/10 up. I can get it. It's just that one section, and then it gave me a penalty. And so then I back off, and I think you gave me a penalty. Maybe I forget. And I back off, and I'm all the way to the right, going into the second to the last corner, before the corner, like, you know, before 100 meters, and the Williams drives into the back of me.
Wow. Spun you
And
out?
like, spun me out, and I go into the wall, or something happened like that, and I'm just like, that's just this race.
Yeah.
Like,
Nothing was going your way.
okay,
That was...
I try to do the right, and you go off the racing line and hit me, and then just put me into another wing change, and okay, I'm done now.
Yeah.
Be my third wing change. It's just like, come on. So, but yeah, very interesting race for sure. So.
Yeah, it's it's a shame you didn't get to enjoy it more. I mean, it seems like everything that could go wrong went wrong for you, and it really wasn't. Most of it wasn't your fault. So.
Yeah, I'll be interested to watch it again and see maybe if I was overreacting. I don't know. Turn 1 was just ugly. I don't think I did really anything wrong. We'll see. I mean, it all happens fast, but I had my line. I held straight, and both, I believe, Bottas and Albon decided to pretend I wasn't there and go wheel to wheel. So they hit me from left and right on both sides.
So you have to,
and damaged my
you
line.
were just wedged in the middle.
I was just wedged in the middle because Albon was like, "Oh, I'm on the inside. I'm too tight, so let me come left."
Yeah.
And they just wedged me, and yeah, it was just like, oh, okay,
Not enough.
great. And then I stayed out because it didn't seem too bad. And then I think someone else, like, you know, in Sector 2 was like, oh, let's hit his wing, and so
yeah,
I got hit, and then I pitted.
you know, honestly,
Oh well.
I think Bottas probably would have won this race had he not hit me and damaged his wing. You saw that happen. Remember that? That was another
yeah.
thing that happened.
Yep. So, but yeah, I'm gonna turn mine off.
Okay.
Hope everyone enjoyed, and we'll catch you next time.
Catch you next time.